If you find yourself struggling with disengagement, burnout, or just feeling unmotivated, what you might be missing is connection. My name is Brian Fretwell, and I want to introduce you to the connection practice of the week. These are weekly connection practices that we use in the Finding Good community and in the Finding Blueberries app, but I'm presenting them to everyone so you can use them yourself. This week is a specific practice that has you identifying the good in others. What I'm going to outline is how to make a plan for it, how to reflect each day, and then what to look for in yourself at the end of the week. Now, for those using the Blueberries app, you'll be able to do this inside of the app. I will show you that. I will show you the summaries that it creates. For those that aren't, I'm going to walk you through a simple PDF. If you'd like that PDF, just reach out to me. Happy to send it. And for everyone else, even just listening to this and thinking through how to intentionally find the good in other people, if you simply are able to look through some of the questions we have and intentionally find the good in other people, what you will notice is how it changes how you look at yourself, which is the fundamental thing we're trying to do here. Is our ability to see the good in ourselves is directly correlated to how consistently we are seeing the good in others. So let's jump in, shall we? So I'm going to start by just showing you the little download that we created. This is a new practice, and for those in the Finding Blueberries app, because this is a new one, this is one we really want some feedback on. The problem it outlines: when we're faced with challenges, when we're faced with uncertainty, our brains like to isolate. What this practice is about is seeing how just identifying the good that are happening in other people can then make it easier for us to see the good that's happening in our lives. So this outline is quite simple, right? You start your week with answering just 4 simple questions. What good might be happening for others? What good things do you think are going to happen in there? This is about projecting into your week. What do you expect to see happening to them or happening because of them? The second is, what good things might they be doing this week? What actions are they? The third one is, where and when will you have the opportunity? This is again about you thinking through, when are you going to be able to talk to them? When are you going to be able to see these things happen? All of this is setting your brain up to predict these things, to look for these things, opening up your reticular activating system to see more of the good. And then thinking through, how will noticing this good help you this week? What you might notice just in answering these questions is that thinking through them automatically makes you start feeling a little better. And for those that are using the app, what you'll find is you go into the focus section. It's down here, Finding Good in Others. You'll click into this. Notice I've finished it. I will just show you the summary. When I click into here, you'll notice that you don't need a whole lot of information here, but what it'll kick out is your connection plan, right? This is what you're intentionally doing, but it'll give you some additional questions to consider. So what we're doing in the app with these questions is helping generate that curiosity, helping train your brain to look for that good, which in turn is going to help you see it in yourself. So back to the outline here. Again, you can use this whether you're in the Blueberries app or not. Each day, you're going to end the day just answering 3 questions. What went well for people you know today? You can use 1 person or 2 people throughout the week, as I did in the app. What went well for them? So this, things that happened to them, happened because of them. And the second question is, what did they do well that you noticed today? So what actions did they take? What strengths did they use? And then finally, how did they make a positive impact on you or the world today? So what you're noticing every day is the good things that are happening to people, the good things that people are doing, and how people are being influenced positively by the good things others are doing. So back here, for those in the Blueberries app, you'll notice that each day when you go through these questions, what it'll generate is a little summary. Here's the positive impact you noticed. It'll give you 3 questions that will help you dive deeper into the reflections you had, and then an insight. And then finally, at the end of the week, a personal reflection. What went well for you this week? What things did you do well this week? And what positive impact did you have on others? We put this at the end of the week because the more we're able to find good in other people, the more we're able to see good in ourselves. And this practice is about, how do I plan to see good? What good did I see? And how did that affect me? Now, you'll notice in this outline, for those that aren't in the app, it gives you, right, the science behind why this works, how we're influencing the reticular activating system, some tips and tricks, consistent times, adapt the questions, share with others, stay curious, some ideas on how to apply it at work. You can plan these questions at home. You can adapt them into conversations you're already having, and out in the world, if you will, you can share these with groups and with other people, right? Here's an example of how it was used. There's an invitation here for you to share this with others. Again, whether or not you're using the app, I would love to know how this is going. If you're trying it, where you're implementing it, feel free to reach out, brian@findinggood.com, if you'd like to be able to get into the Blueberries app, which is one last thing I'll show you here. For those that are in the Blueberries app, what you'll see is that final weekly reflection is going to create an outline. You're intentionally noticing your improved consistency, what strategies or mindsets. And for those that are in the app, what you'll notice is this final summary gives you a bit of a summary. And then finally, once you've done all of this, it'll create a much more detailed summary. It'll just give you an outline of the week, the things that you noticed, right? The internal and external reflections you had, why it's important. Because the things that you notice, the good things you notice, say things about yourself. What is the benefit of knowing those things? And what are the strengths that come out or are realized, if you will, because of the things you notice in yourself and others? The reason those outlines are created like that is that they facilitate conversation, they deepen connections when you share those with others. So the summaries aren't just for yourself, they're about increasing curiosity, allowing us to have conversations that are deeper and more meaningful because of these daily connection practice activities we're doing. Now, whether you're in the app and you're getting those summaries, or you're just watching this on YouTube or one of the other channels and practicing it for yourself, the real underlying purpose is, the more we see the good in others, the more we see it in ourselves, and the more we look out for it, the more we develop this curiosity about the good in others that make us curious about the good in ourselves. Our level of connectedness, our decreasing those feelings of disengagement, of burnout, and of disconnection that plague the country. I hope you find a lot of value out of this weekly connection practice. If you'd like to find out more, feel free to email me at brian@findinggood.com. Follow us on YouTube or any of the other social accounts, or join us in our community.